Okay. In fact, it's my pleasure to have Salvia and Anwar today to be with us, to share with us about how Anwar, from obesity, and now you can look at him, he slimmed down so much. In fact, I know Salvia and the family for almost 9 years. And when I met Anwar in the year 2001, Anwar was in standard 1. He had childhood obesity. In all these years, I know that he was overweight. And of course, the mother couldn't do anything much about it because he loves to eat. But after some time, we did not meet the family for many years. And Salvia told me about the son. He has some health problems in the year 2009 due to obesity problem. So today we would like to interview Puan Salvia. How did he get his son to get back to this normal weight, and what did she do for the son? Okay, good morning, Puan Salvia.
Good morning, Sister J.
Yes. Okay, what was the problem in 2009 that you have mentioned to me? Anwar was not well. What was the health problems?
Yeah, because of his obesity, he had food poisoning. Then he started having diarrhea, vomiting for a few days. Then slight fever. In between, I tried to give him something to give him energy, so the father fed him with glucose on that day when he was admitted. But I realized he had chest pain, difficult breathing, and I quickly opened a few capsules of cordyceps.
Cordyceps,
yes, and I fed him. He still had the pain, but after 15 minutes he was a bit better.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, Salvia, what was his weight when he was having health problems?
He was 93 kilo.
93 kilo.
Okay.
And what is the weight today?
68.
68.
Yeah.
How much has he lost?
More than 20 over kilos.
20 over kilos within a year?
In fact, he was only 63 kilos just 2 months ago, but because of Hari Raya festival and so on, so he gained weight.
Okay, but, sorry for the interruption.
Now he has gone back with his normal healthy diet. So when he was admitted, doctor diagnosed him with high sugar reading in his urine. Reading was 14, and doctor suspected a kidney problem because his protein was high, and I was not worried so much. There was worry, 50%, but 50% I knew it was the protein was from RGGL, and I know that has been told by your good self that the RGGL contains protein, a vegetable protein, which can be out from our body within 24 hours. So, of course, with God blessing too. And the next day, doctor say no need to put him on the mission because his protein was totally normal.
The next
day, and everything was okay. But they were surprised how it happened. You know, overnight. It's a miracle, and they insist of putting him more days in ICU for them to test on him. And one doctor comes, another specialist came to him and say maybe he has heart problem. Called to X-ray the heart problem. The heart was okay, clear, nothing wrong. Chest was okay, lungs was okay, and they was kind of worried because his obesity, but his what you call that, immune system, polysaccharide was high. So I knew that polysaccharide contains in our RGGL. So it doesn't, doesn't like something awkward to hear about that. So to me, I know he can be better and healthier with just a good diet and just to maintain our healthy food. with DXL product.
Okay. So how many days was he in the ICU and hospitalized?
He was hospitalized for 7 days.
7 days.
And doctor insists on putting him to Putrajaya Specialist Hospital because they want to do further checkup. Of course, I refused because I don't want my son to be a guinea pig in the hospital. And I have the faith in our product, in DXL, and I insist doctor to release him, discharge him, and I took him back and I treat him like how he was treated in the hospital, with blood test, with BP checkup, and even with temperature check, and with all the products, especially cordyceps, what do you call that?
Micro Vedji.
Micro Vedji, RGGL. Yeah, RGGL. I start feeding him two sets, which means 2 of RG, 2 of GL, every 4 hours.
Every 4 hours.
Every 4 hours.
So total in the day, how many capsules is consumed?
8. 8 pairs. 8 pairs. 8 of RG, 8 of GL. And Micro Vedji, I feed him to skip in between meals because I make sure he has good exercise, an hour exercise in the morning, an hour exercise in the evening. So in between, when he finishes his exercise, I'll feed him with Micro Vedji just to make him, because he loses his energy. So instead of feeding him with something heavy, Micro Vedji was sufficient enough to keep him good. And cordyceps, just because of his chest problem, because when he was admitted, I continue. I don't continue for long, just for a month. When the reading of his the 8 weeks, the reading of his sugar, even after meal, was 5.8 after meal. Yeah. So I knew that he has recovered.
Yes.
But until today, I won't stop these 3 for him.
Yes.
RG, GL, and Micro Vedji, because I knew that they helped him a lot.
Yes.
And from 93, he went down to 63 kilos.
That took how long?
It took about 8 months.
8 months.
8 months, yeah, 8 months. And again, I have to thank God and DXL. Of course, I told Jane, I thank her first because she was the one who gave me motivation to take the product, and to the founder of the product, Dr. Lim Xiaoji.
Okay, Puan Sabia, I was happy to hear that Anwar was discharged from hospital after 7 days. So you could do a lot of tests that the hospital could do. What did you do?
Well, I took his blood test, and then
blood sugar.
Blood sugar.
Okay.
And then his BP.
Yes. What was the blood pressure at home?
His blood pressure was high in the beginning. In fact,
how high was it?
It was 138, 140 over 90.
When you were in the hospital?
Yes. And then after continue with RGGL, where I gave him 2 sets every 4 hours. So every 4 hours I'll be checking his blood sugar level and his BP. And I realized that it went down. It was not in the first 7-8 days, the result was not down tremendously.
Not stable.
Not stable.
Okay.
But I realized that it's the physiological effect of his body to throw out, to wash out all the toxins.
So the blood pressure was high when he was in the hospital.
Yes.
But after he was discharged from the hospital, what was the blood pressure? The reading was good after the 2 weeks, after the 14 days. Yes.
It was good, going down. And till, as I told you, I stopped checking on him when I found his, it was the 8th week, 8th week, where his sugar reading was 5.8 after his light meal. And I knew that below 10 is good, but for a child, by right, he shouldn't be more than 7 or 8. So his reading was 5.8, and I was very happy. And his BP reading was 125 over 70. So I knew that should be the perfect reading for a healthy boy.
So it's within normal range. So his blood sugar, when he was hospitalized, what was the level? Sugar level?
Sugar level was 14.
14, it dropped to 5.8 after 8 weeks.
Yes, after meal, yes.
Puan Sabia, I heard that your son was off school for some time. May I know what was the reason he was off school?
Well, when he was admitted, he was sick, and I knew that it's because of his diet problem. Yeah, because of his obesity. So when he was in school, normally he likes to eat burger, lasagna, yeah, and all junk food. You can consider it's junk food, but normally the children will love it. So I have no choice, but I just have to stop him and from going to school. And lucky enough, he was in a private school. So I told the Ministry of Education that I have to put him at home, but I sent him to a private tutor accordingly, because I need to take care of his health, especially his diet. Yeah, so that's how I and also his exercise, because no matter what, I think exercise and good food works together better. Yeah.
So within the 8 months,
yes,
you took care of his diet,
yes,
and with the DSM food supplements,
yes,
and that he lost 20 over pounds.
Almost 30.
Almost 30 pounds.
Almost 30 pounds. 30 kilos.
30 kilos.
Yeah,
okay.
not pounds, 30 kilos.
30 kilos. Okay, we are very successful. Congratulations.
Thank you. Actually, I think he has a very strong, I know he has a very strong determination, because I told him only he can improve himself, and of course, I think the food also helps him, yeah, because especially Miko Vedji, it doesn't make you feel hungry, and at the same time gives you energy. Okay. So even he goes to exercise, after an hour he feels much better. Okay. He was not sick. Okay. He was improving day by day until today.
Now, is he an active child now?
He's still an active child. He plays basketball. He plays what do you call that?
Squash?
Not squash. Football. American football.
American football.
See, only the tough one can play American football, as you know. I was worried because he might break his arm or leg, but thank God, yeah. Yes. I think he has a very good health.
Okay.
Yeah.
He looks handsome and healthy.
Physically wise and health wise. I thank God and DXN founder, as well as Sister Jane, who have convinced me to take health product, because in my life I never believe in multi-level business. And therefore I don't believe in the product, but because he had miracle effect on your son, on our family, especially when Jane said it's created by God, and Dr. Lim was the founder, have done it in a such beautiful way that there's no additive, there's no chemical added, it's purely created, natural, yes, healthy food.
Puan Sabia, you mentioned that your son was 93 kg.
Yes.
But how big was he when he was 93 kg? I couldn't imagine.
Well, he was wearing big size jeans, size of 40. Maybe he can just show
your jeans?
Yes, show his jeans when he was
93 kilos. This is the size he was wearing?
Yes, yes. This was the size he was wearing.
This is size 40?
40.
40?
40 big size, huh? 40.
40? Oh, size 40.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, now he's wearing...
Put it on and try and see how much he lost.
Yes, why not? I know, can you please?
You can try it? Maybe you can put a basketball inside your tummy. Oh, that is wonderful. You really can put a basketball inside.
So
he lost a lot of weight.
This was the pants that he used to wear
when he was 93.
Yes, in fact, he always had problem of getting the correct size for him, and he was also upset most of the time when we go shopping for his clothing. But now, I think he's just like a model. He's been collecting shirts and pants most of the time. Every time I go for shopping, he will be the first one to grab something for himself. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Puan Sabia, now I would like to explain to you the medicinal principle on the products, how it works on your son.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
When a child who is having obesity, so you will see that there is a lot of problem inside. Number one, the blood is sticky, a lot of microcirculation is clogged, and the immune system will be down. So you will see that your child will tend to have high blood pressure, hypertension, and at the same time, a microcirculation blockage, it can lead to a lot of cells and organs imbalance. So your son also started to face some diabetes problem. You can see that the sugar level was high, and at the same time, with food poisoning, his condition can go down to critical level. So that showed that he had poor immune system. Okay, so in fact he was hospitalized. Maybe he had some lung infection, and later on, if the doctor told you that he had some proteins in the urine, actually it could be due to diabetes. Okay, so you are very wise because you started to put him on the algae and GL, and as you know, algae and GL contains a lot of polysaccharide. It can enhance your child's immune system, and eventually it will balance back your child's cells and organs and systemic functions. So therefore, you can see that within the 8 months, you took your son back to the family and he rested well, and they give him balanced diet and supplement with Miko Vedji, and that's why you can see that he lost a lot of weight and with his exercise and so on. So this Miko Vedji, I would like to explain to you why it works so well for obesity, because Miko Vedji contains soluble and non-soluble fiber. So when you feed your child with Miko Vedji, the insoluble fiber, when you go down to the intestine, especially in the small intestine, it will act like a gel that cover the inner lining of the small intestines. Therefore, when he's eating your normal diet, including your cholesterol, even sugar, even a lot of fatty food, it will block off. It will block off, and then it will not be absorbed into the circulation. So in the end, it will go to the big intestine, and it can be scrubbed away with the insoluble fiber. That's how it works. So that's why you can see your son, he can lose so many kilos within 8 months. So it's because you gave him a very good diet, which is rich in fiber, lack of fats, and reduce your sugar intakes, and he was very active in the sport. So that's why it works very well. And at the same time, why he can recover from his high blood pressure and his diabetes, because when you lose weight, your blood pressure will automatically come down, and of course his diabetes, as you improve your pancreatic functions, and his sugar level can come down to normal level. Yes, that is the medicinal principle about the whole range of the products.